concert.
Yeah, he has a concert.
Sing later tonight.
For real?
No, great fight, great performance. Man, I mean, the fans got their money's worth today. They really did. They got their money's worth, and how do you feel? How do you feel after going to war like that? I mean, you kept hitting this guy with all these punches, and he kept landing on you, and it was, back and forth. How does it feel to be through that? Are you tired? How do you feel?
I feel great. A little tired. I think I wanna get a good rest tonight. And he took all my punches. Yeah, he took all my punches.
Your hand hurts
yeah,
a little.
it's a little bit the last 3 rounds, but it's worth it.
Did he ever hurt you? Did you ever feel like he hurt you? Because he landed some big punches on you.
I mean, I can take punches.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Yeah, but he hit hard. Yeah, he hit hard, and I mean, it was a great performance. I knew that he came really prepared for this fight because he didn't have nothing to lose, and he has a lot to win. It was a great show, great performance. Fue algo muy bueno para la gente aquí en San Antonio. Creo que la gente ganó, el público, y pues yo también contento porque ahora voy por la pelea de título del mundo contra Bivol.
I'll translate that. He said he's very, very happy that he put on a good performance for the fans here in San Antonio. They seemed happy. And he's excited that he's the #1 mandatory now for the champion, Dimitri Bivol. So he's very excited about that. So I'll open it up for questions, guys. Any questions?
Eric, you mentioned Bivol. I wanted to ask Zurdo. Zurdo, do you feel like tonight with Yunieski you were able to show more of those boxing skills? Because you're known more for being a seek and destroy like Mexican fighter. Do you feel like you show your boxing skills tonight in the fight?
Yeah, I think I proved that I'm ready for a title fight. I'm ready for Bivol to beat him, and I have power for this division. And I mean, the question is if he's ready for me.
But he wants to.
Yeah, if he won it.
Next.
Thank you. So,
Go ahead, John.
John?
here, Zurdo, take me back to the first round. It looked like he came out throwing bombs from the opening bell and got your attention. What was going through your mind when he was hitting you with some big punches right off the bat?
Well, at the beginning, I tried to push him back too and try to knock him out early. I couldn't because he can take punches. He's a warrior, and he came really prepared for this fight. I mean, it was an honor to fight him. It was an honor to fight here in San Antonio, to dedicate the people this fight, to dedicate Vicente Fernandez. I mean, the people was happy for this fight.
Zurdo, there was a really good fight last night in the lightweight division with Beterbiev. I don't know if you saw it, but he's a very hard-hitting fighter. You're a very hard-hitting fighter. What do you think about a matchup with Beterbiev?
I think he's a great fighter. He's a great fighter. I saw him, and I saw the Marcus Brown, and he didn't deserve to win because he was so scared to fight Beterbiev. He didn't throw a good combination. He just was standing there. I mean, and he get big cut. Beterbiev, and he did good. He's a warrior.
Are you surprised with all the shots that you did with, that he was just durable and stood up to as many shots as he did? Because he was eating big shots the entire night.
Of course, I was really surprised. The people were surprised too that he can take a lot of punches.
Yeah, very surprising.
Zurdo, te ganaste el derecho de enfrentar al campeón AMB Dimitri Bivol. ¿La meta para ti sería enfrentar a Canelo Álvarez o te da igual?
Pues mira, esa pelea yo creo que se puede dar en un futuro. Él sube, baja de división, pero la meta es obtener todos los títulos en esta división, en las 175 libras, ser un libra por libra para mí.
Entonces, primero, por ejemplo, sería si vences a Bivol, Beterbiev o que sea campeón.
Así es, por los campeonatos primero, y él, pues Canelo quiere ser campeón también, entonces no haber de otra manera que pelear conmigo también y yo creo que lo está haciendo muy bien, lo está haciendo bien, quiere hacer historia, subir de división, pelear por otro título y como mexicanos pues estamos con él.
The question, I'll translate that. So the question was, obviously you're the mandatory to Bivol. Would you like to face Canelo? And Zurdo said, look, right now I want to win the title. I want to win the title. Of course, I feel that fight could be made, but my goal right now is to win all the titles, and then I can merit that fight. And Canelo will be wanting to fight me because he's going to want to come and take my belts and be a champion. So I think that it can be done in the future. Right now, I'm proud of Canelo, what he's done, and as a Mexican, I support him. But yes, obviously, that fight can be done in the future.
Zurdo, Joe Smith Jr. is going to defend his WBO belt against Callum Johnson next month. Let's say you can't get the Bivol fight right off the bat. What do you think about a potential fight against Joe Smith Jr.?
Of course, I'm ready. Me and Golden Boy, we're ready to take all the belts, and we just need the opportunity to fight him.
Zurdo, how do you feel like you match up specifically against Bivol? Where do you feel like you can exploit him?
Oh, I think you saw the last fight he did, and it was nothing surprise, and I think I can beat him easy.
He's been very vocal with us at Golden Boy, and he's told us even when we first signed him, and we sat down with him and his manager David Sue, and he said, bring them all. He said, bring them all. I want to fight all of them. Who's the top guy? Bivol. I believe he's the Ring Magazine champion. He says, I want him. And if he's not available, Beterbiev, any of the champions. So he's willing to fight anybody. He proved it tonight. This fight with Yunieski, you got to give Yunieski credit. Tough fighter. He just took every punch. And he was still wanting to fight even when they stopped the fight. He didn't have to take that fight. He could have fought someone easier, but he said, no, that's the one I want. It's a WBA final eliminator. Let's do it. Let's go for it. I don't want any excuses from any of the champions. If I beat this guy, Yunieski, Bivol has to face me. And if he doesn't want to face me, then you know what, I'll fight. He wants to fight the best. And it's really refreshing for a promoter. It makes our job easy when there's a guy like him, a young kid, that he wants to fight the best. So that's what we're going to try to get him. Obviously, we're going to sit down on Monday, talk to the WBA, see what the next steps are for the Bivol fight.
I was going to say, Bivol just fought recently too, so it lines up time-wise, it lines up perfectly. Is there a date, a time frame in mind, right? If that is going to be next, is there a time frame in mind?
We'll talk to the WBA on Monday. We'll see what the procedures are. They're probably going to give us some time to negotiate, and then after that, there might be a purse bid if he, still doesn't want to try to make a fight with us. He was supposed to fight Bivol tonight, and we have been working on that for about a month, maybe 5 weeks, and ultimately Bivol decided not to. He didn't want to do it. He had a commitment in Russia. We're not saying that he ran away, but the fight was available for him.
I wouldn't want to fight either.
The fight was available for him. But whatever, we're going to keep doing our thing. He's developing a big following. He's very exciting, as you guys saw tonight. He's willing to put everything on the line. We saw a little bit of everything. He stood and fought toe-to-toe. And then after that, he settled down. He started using his jab a lot, and it opened up the fight for him. So he's right. He's earned it. He's earned that right to fight any of the top champions.
Zurdo, you were in control tonight after maybe the first round. Was there ever a time when you didn't feel like this guy was dangerous?
Well, all the time I feel that he was injured because he hit hard and he came forward all the time, try to win the fight. And all the time I was alert for him.
Zurdo, what does Yunieski rank as far as the hardest punches you fought in your career so far?
I think he's one of the biggest punchers. And Aitor Abraham, the guy that I beat for the title belt, he hit hard.
So your punches were very accurate. How quickly did you figure him out and going into the fight?
Well, I think my corner, he told me how to do it because I had something behind me that I sometimes we don't see the corner they see. And I mean, it's a great team that I have, and I think it was a great job.
Zurdo, how much does the crowd help you? Could you feel the energy coming from us?
Of course, I mean, the people, I love the crowd, and they love me too. And it's something special for me when you're in the ring and you feel the vibes and they scream, they yelling to you, and I mean it's such a like a nice something nice inside you that you can describe.
Great. Okay, guys,
Any other
let's
questions?
let's let them go eat,
Okay.
right? Celebrate a little bit. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, Lamont had the fight of the night until the main event happened. But his fight was very good as well. You know, we saw a little bit of everything. You know, he boxed, he stood up and fought toe to toe. What can we say? You know, he's back in the title hunt. Very, very tough fight tonight. Tough fight, tough customer. But you know what? He pulled it off, and tell us a little bit how you feel.
Well, I feel good. You know, that was a hard-earned victory. Even though the scorecards were, you know, wide, I think I performed well enough to deserve them cards. And one thing about, you know, leading up to the fight, a lot of people asked if I needed a knockout. Who has knocked Renee out? One person, right?
Yeah, one person.
But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we knew what we came for. We knew he was going to be tough. We knew he's very durable, and we knew that he's a well-respected, well-rounded former world champion. And you know, we fought our ass off, and we deserved that victory.
Questions, guys? Questions?
Lamont, when you fought Jamal Herring, it was a fight where you know, not just that fight, but like other fights you left something you desired. Do you feel like today you put it all together and you showed the world like what Lamont Road is capable of moving forward?
Yes, definitely. Even though there was a little lapses that I think I could have capitalized on, I definitely think that I showed that tonight, especially relating back to the Jamal Herring fight. I think if I would have stepped on the gas earlier, you know, I would have been a world champion a lot sooner.
A lot of times, like boxers, you know, sometimes people put boxers in a box. Like you showed today, like you could really fight.
Yeah. You know, one loss doesn't define a fighter. My only loss was to a world champion at that. So, you know, it was just back to the drawing board and getting better. Obviously, you know, it just wasn't my time. I didn't seize the moment as I should have. And, you know, there's no looking back. There's always steps forward, getting better, getting better.
You know, Lamont, before you ask the question, Lamont's, I mean, the last 2 years he's had tough fights. You know, obviously there's a little bit of break because of COVID, but it seems like the last two and a half years, I mean, he's fought tough fight after tough fight, and tonight was no exception. But the heart he showed, because, you know, Renee's a tough customer. If you really look at who he's beat, who he's fought, I mean, that guy's relentless. He throws a lot of punches. He's always in shape, doesn't get tired. And, you know, Lamont was there. He was taking it, he was dishing it back. The fans were on their feet a lot of the rounds.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's the kind of fight that the fans want to see. They want to see that stuff. And Lamont, you know, he passed every test as well, and we're very proud of him. So.
You were working the jab really well. You landed everything. Given the level of opposition, do you think this was, you know, the best performance for your career?
I think so. I definitely think so, given the circumstances that, you know, like you said, all the things that Renee is, like, you know, in a bundle. He's definitely not on his way out, at least not yet. He's tough, durable. He's actually smart in there, you know what I'm saying? Like, not saying that I underestimate him, but he really is. He uses his distance, his long arms, and stuff like that. So I think this is the best performance so far, but I'm telling you right now, it's only going to get better.
Ideally, Lamont, like, who would you like moving forward?
So, just to let you guys know, my last Instagram post, I told Roger I'll be seeing him soon. He responded to me. He said he'd be waiting on me. So
Let's do it. He's got a mandatory due. Roger Gutierrez. So Let's see what happens. If he wins that fight, then why not? You know, Roger Gutierrez is with us.
Yeah.
Why not? That's the fight we wanted to do next with Roger, but the mandatory came around.
Yeah, so,
So I got a question for Lamont. I got a question. What are you gonna buy yourself for Christmas?
oh man, I think these were my Christmas gift already. I'm done. I got a son, so I gotta go buy him gifts.
Yeah, newborn son. So yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
Congratulations. On
Thank
that.
you, man. Thank you.
Congratulations. So, let's let him go eat. Let's let him go eat.
Thank you, guys.
J-Lo Jr. Right? Doesn't she look like J-Lo a little bit?
Don't embarrass me.
Great performance. Talk to us a little bit how you felt in the ring. How did it feel to get the knockout win? You know, everybody was cheering you on.
Yeah.
Great performance.
Thank you.
Talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, it felt great. You know, I knew I was going to get the knockout, but I started to try to get the knockout a little bit too early, and my trainer was telling me when I went back to the car, you know, just be patient, keep your shots, you know, tight and tucked in, and you know, I'm not a southpaw, but as people know, I like to switch stances, and I've kind of been working on that a little bit more in the gym, of like staying southpaw and working on certain shots. So that overhand left is what I had been envisioning in the dressing room, landing it, timing it, and that's exactly what I did to end the fight.
That's great. That's great. Questions, guys?
Sanisa, so you're fighting at 105 now. Do you feel like your power is carrying now that you're fighting, you know, smaller girls? They're a little quicker,
Yeah.
but do you feel like your power is more prevalent at a minimum weight?
Yeah, it is. I think my power is there at 105, 108, and even at 112. I mean, even when I fought Esparza, I was rocking her with shots and she was heavier, and I was 109 pounds that night. So before signing with Golden Boy, I was always fighting heavier girls, so I never got to show my knockout power. But now, then from signing with Golden Boy, I had like 6 knockouts in a row, then fought Esparza. So I think the power has just always been there, and now I'm just able to show it at different weight classes. Yeah.
You said you knew you were gonna knock her out. She's never lost, she's never been knocked out before, obviously.
Yeah.
Why did you know, like, what made you know that you were gonna knock her out? What did you see in her? It's like, okay, I'm gonna
Well, there's only one fight of her on YouTube, I believe, that I was looking at, which was her last fight, and I studied it pretty well. I just saw the mistakes that she makes. So even though she's 9-0 with 5 knockouts, I knew that she's never been in there with a fighter like me who can capitalize on her mistakes.
Do you feel like this was the most complete performance of your career so far?
Complete? I don't know. I'm never satisfied. So, like I said, I grade myself a C. My trainer's always hard on me. But I don't know. I think one thing about me, I'm ready to move on from this fight already and go to the next one and prepare for the next fight. I'm not gonna continue to celebrate it for weeks. I'm back in the gym and get ready for our unification fight.
The thing about, you know, a champion like her, all right, 3-time champion, all the fights are going to be tough fights now. They're all going to be tough fights. So it's not like she's going to go in there and just totally dominate. She will get hit. But tonight, I mean, it was incredible. The hand speed, the power, it was beautiful to watch. It was really, really beautiful to watch. That doesn't normally happen in these big world title fights. You know, they're a lot tougher. She's just so good. She makes it look easy, you know, and that's what I keep telling people. Like, you know, people kept telling me, what you think? I keep telling everybody the same thing. She's one of the best fighters in the world, period. Forget about female, forget about male. She really is. The combinations, you know, the hand speed, the footwork, and she puts in a lot of work. I really commend her trainer, Dean, her father, the hard work they put in. Her IQ, it's up there like with Floyd Mayweather. You know, she sees a lot of shots. She punches in between punches. You don't realize how hard that is to do, you know, to see the shots and you know, move and slip them and counter and throw in between. It's beautiful to watch, and you know, just to see the progression, it's great.
Thank you. Thank you to Golden Boy Promotions. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Eric, Oscar, everybody. The whole Golden Boy team. Thank you. It's amazing to just be able to live out my dreams, and I wouldn't want to do it with any other promoter. So thank you guys. It's a dream come true.
And for us, I can speak on my behalf, on Oscar's behalf. We're from East LA. So we're really, really proud of her, you know, just to be able to do that. And it reminds me a lot when Oscar won the gold medal and people started, you know, just getting really, really excited. You saw the crowd tonight.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people came out to see her. You know, I have friends here in Texas from San Antonio that said, oh, what time does Sinisa fight? What time, we want to see Sinisa. So it's just, it makes us really, really happy and proud that she's performing, she's developing a big following now, and you know, she's not only super bad, she's gonna be a superstar. You know, she's getting there, she's already there, you know, so with these performances, it's just the sky's the limit.
Eric, you mentioned the fan support for
Yeah.
Sinisa. How far do you think she is from headlining a big card?
Oh, next year.
Next year?
Next year. You know, a lot of people are asking for the rematch. We get a lot of people from the media, a rematch with Marlon Esparza. But there's other girls out there too. There's other girls out there too. So she, you know, I think this next year, we're looking to do something big with her.
Sinisa, you know, we see champions become champions and sometimes they get complacent, they get big-headed. Since you become a champion, has your mentality changed and what has allowed you to flourish as a champion?
My mentality has changed in a good way because now I know I'm facing champions. I have to take belts from champions. I'm not fighting for vacant belts. I'm fighting champions who have been holding the belts and they're good fighters. This lower weight class has very talented fighters and there's never been anybody like me to show the talent in this division. So, like I said, I'm ready to go back to the gym and work on the next one and just forget about this fight already because it's done. Like, there's more that I want to accomplish. There's more that I need to work on and still even improve on. And that's what we do in the gym all the time. So, thank you to my trainer, Dean. Love you.
Sinisa, so what are you craving? What do you want to eat?
Pizza. I have crumbs all over my shirt right now from eating a brownie on the way over here.
She deserves it. She deserves it. Great.
Thank you so